Hello and welcome, I'm Liam the Music Reviewer. I'm really holding out hope for Waluigi to make an appearance in the new Smash Bros. Game. And today we'll be talking about the new Young Fathers album Cocoa Sugar. Now, this Edinburgh trio, who once had their sound described as being Frank Ocean and Death Grips having a baby, have pretty much been an underdog since their inception. They got laughed out of the Hip Hop Club night where they all first met back in 2014. They won the Mercury Prize Award for their debut album Dead against the favourites of that year, FKA Twigs, and beating all odds, not letting the pressure get to them. They had a sophomore album White Men Are Black Men Too, which was just great. Like you usually expect a band or act to fall off the wayside after getting that kind of like award and acclaim, but that wasn't the case at all here. Over the past year they've just skyrocketed in terms of popularity to the extent where they had 6 songs on the Trainspotting 2 soundtrack, and I think with that newfound popularity they wanted to make a more pop friendly album, a bit normal as they put it in their own words, and thankfully that wasn't the case. It kind of all broke down and eventually we ended up with this far more poppy but still very Young Fathers-esque album. This attempt to be more streamlined and newcomer friendly is still very apparent, but it always seems to be injected with some sort of weirdness or eeriness or just something that's kind of off, and nowhere is this more apparent than on one of the early singles, in my view, which seems to share more than a little bit of DNA with Only God Knows, which was a track off the Trainspotting 2 soundtrack. Both are emotionally charged anthems, but this approachable but odd formula seems to kick in right away. There's some spoken words, some tribal percussion, some disco-y beats going on, and then there's this kind of ambiguous talking about a toxic male figure. It just all culminates in what is easily one of the best songs that the Young Fathers have ever dropped, and one of the best tracks I've heard all of this year. Their knack for just putting all of these kind of elements together in a melting pot and having these staggeringly beautiful, almost nightmarish results is just something that has to be commended. Then there's Holy Ghost, which is probably the most kind of traditional hip hop song that is on this album, but I think people will probably think that that's kind of like a criticism that it's playing it safe. You could argue that, but this subdued addictive hook and this kind of calming whirring all just ends up making it just a very enjoyable track. I talked about Toy a few weeks back, and my opinion on it just hasn't changed at all. It's just like a horror synthy belter. The variety in terms of kind of vocals and production on here, it comes up near the end of the album and makes sure that things just are ending on a high note, just how the album starts off as well. There's been a spike in acts bringing in this gospel influence over the past few years, and Young Fathers do this as well, but I feel they do it in their own captivating way. Lord was the kind of first taste that we got from Cocoa Sugar, and yeah, you can maybe say that it's tame, but by no means is it bland. Far from it. It's just this gorgeous, sometimes glitchy mix of gospel and R&B. It's just very confessional, and it's just a gorgeous song, and it's also just very telling of the production woes that Young Fathers faced when making this third album. This all falls back into that formula that I mentioned on Tremolo. It has the kind of titular vocal modulating going on, this pairing of an organ and electric rhythm, and it kind of vaguely touches on this kind of cathartic process. Again, it just all really comes together. And while the song Lord was heralded by the band as being you would be able to dance to it, that is not the case with Wire. It is just this kind of, it's got this rave beat that you just feel you have this impulse to just groove along to, and then there's just the band going, "Oh you fucker," like over and over again. Just always nice to have like some kind of like reference to just how Scottish they really are. It's over in a flash, but Young Fathers are just kind of experimenting and tinkering away, and it just pays off big time here. It's easily their most accessible, but I would go as far as saying it's their best. It's just They're just so sharp. The album's only just over half an hour long, and it's just got so much replay value for me. White Men Are Black Men 2 was a lot more politically charged and lyrically rich, but I don't think the Cocoa Sugar doesn't have anything worth seeking for here in terms of lyrics. I think it's just a lot more cryptic, which again ties back into that replay value that I'm going on about here. Just every time I've listened to it, I found something new that I just adore about it, and it's what's made it like one of my favourite albums of this year so far. I'd even say it's the best album I've heard this year, and that's why I'm going to go as far as saying I'd give this a solid 9. It has got, as I say, this replay value, but it also leaves an immediate impact that made me want to pursue it further. I'd also love to know what you guys are making of this. I just think Young Fallers are at the top of their game just now. They're just a very exciting, engaging and experimental outfit who just are doing their best, trying their best, and they just came out with what may be just like their magnum opus at this point. Maybe you might think I'm going a bit too far there, but like I say, just let me know what you guys think. And yeah, as always, I've been Liam the Music Reviewer. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and I'll see you guys very soon.